Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Jack Zaman and we are back, guys. Ramadan is over, but our 40 collection of hadith is not over. So, inshallah, we're going to be continuing with Mulla Ali Qari's 40 hadith. So, let's start with this then. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Hadith 31. وعن ابن عمرو رضي الله عنهما مرفوعا اقرأ القرآن في كل شهر اقرأه في 20 ليلة اقرأه في 10 اقرأه في 7 ولا تزد على ذلك رواه شيخان وأبو داود. Ibn Amr, so this is actually Ibn Amr, so I think this is a typo there. So Ibn Amr relates رضي الله عنه a marfu' hadith: recite the Quran in a month, recite it in 20 nights, recite it in 10, recite it in 7, but do not do more than this. Related by Al-Bukhari and Muslim and Abu Dawud. So this is the hadith. Now I don't have my other phone holder, so I'm going to use this as a weight. Right, so what is the hadith about? So the hadith is talking about the etiquette of how much Quran should a person recite. And this is something which many of us struggle with. How much Quran is ideal for a person to recite? So the hadith says that the Prophet ﷺ, he said, recite the Quran in a month. So that's 30 days. Or recite it in 20. And recite it in 10. And recite it in 7. But do not do more than this. So here in this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ is telling the people about the importance of reciting the Quran. How long should you take to recite the Quran? So for example, let's say there's one person who reads the Quran in 30 days. It takes him 30 days to read the Quran. So how much is he going to be reading every single day? So every single day he's going to be reading one juz every day, right? Which is quite a lot of Quran. And another person might be reciting it in 20 days. So if he's reciting it in 20 days, how much is he going to be reciting? So let me take out my calculator and let me try to work this out. Okay, so let's have a look at this. All right. So, calculator. Right, so 20 juz divided by 30. Okay, so what's the other way around? Isn't it? 30 divided by 20 equals 1.5 a day. 1.5 juz per day. Let's say a person finishes it in 10 days. How much is that going to be? So that's 30 divided by 10, which is equal to 3 juz a day. Yeah, so that's a tenth of the Quran. Tenth of the Quran every day. And if it's 7, right, so 30 divided by 7 equals 4.29 juz a day. So 4.29 juz a day. These are the different figures that we have in this hadith. Now, interestingly, the thing that we have to remember about reciting the Quran is, more than anything else, is to be consistent. Consistency is key for reading the Quran. So the hadith is not saying that on one day read 10 and on the other day 1. No. The hadith is showing you how a person should stretch out their routine. Routine should be stretched out so you can make the recitation of the Quran possible for yourself. Right? So for example, like here, 4 routines are mentioned. So you got the 30-day routine. This is for someone who might find it very difficult to be able to read more than 1 juz a day. 20-day routine, a person who might find it a bit more easier, but still can't really commit more than this. Another person, 3 juz and 4.29 juz a day. All right. So I don't know exactly how much 4.29 juz a day is, but you know what I'm saying. Now, after this, the hadith mentions about how much recitation a person should not do. So this is the amount that you should do, and then do not go any lower than this. Do not recite any less than this. Anything less than this is a no. So in other words, that a person should not try to attempt to do one Quran Khatam is completion in 6 days, or in 5 days, or in 4 days, or in 3 days, or in 2 days, or in 1 day, right? So these in this hadith have actually been. So does that mean that we're not allowed to recite the Quran? Well, the scholars actually say there are narrations where the Prophet ﷺ has actually allowed people to recite the Quran less than this. In fact, in one narration it's mentioned about 3 days being allowed. Okay, so in 3 days, the recitation, the completion of the Quran being done. Now, one of the things that we have to question or ask ourselves is, why did the Prophet ﷺ, whether it's in this hadith or whether it's in other hadith where he told people do not read Quran as this, the reason being is because the Quran is a book of contemplation. So we have to contemplate when we're reading the Quran. We have to reflect and we have to think about what we're reading. So it's not just a matter of, like zooming past and finishing the recitation of the Quran. No, the idea is to be able to understand, to embody the Quran. And this can only be done when a person is reading the Quran with understanding. So reflection, understanding, to understand, to think about. This requires time because as human beings we know. But the scholars do say that if a person has the ability to be able to recite the entire Quran, even if it's in 1 day, and it's been proven by some of the scholars in the early years that they did, then it's fine. So this ruling would be based upon the person's individual ability to be able to reflect on the Quran. And if a person is able to recite and reflect on the Quran, even if they finished it in 3 days or 2 days or 1 day, then even that would be permitted in this hadith. So like we said, whenever we read a hadith, we don't just jump to conclusions and understand what the hadith says and ignore everything else. No, rather we take the hadith, we understand the context of the hadith, we understand how this hadith fits in with other narrations, how the scholars understood it, and then we come to our conclusion. So in summary, are we allowed to recite the Quran in less than 7 days? According to the scholars, yes, but as long as a person is being consistent and as long as a person is reflecting and understanding and benefiting. Many people, unfortunately, they probably read the Quran and can't understand anything in the Quran. My advice to them would be try to read the translation of the Quran as well and try to implement this in that way. It shows us that the companions of the Prophet ﷺ were very keen on keeping this Quran flow, keeping the flow of the Quran, recitation of the Quran from beginning to end, but keep it consistent and make it something which is part of your life. Right? The more the Quran we understand, the more better and easier it's going to be for us to be able to act upon it and therefore become people who are closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakallah khair, guys. I hope you guys benefit from this and I will see you guys in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair for watching this video. I hope to see all of you guys. If you guys are interested, please leave us feedback, get in contact with us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair, guys, for all of your support. Without your support, I wouldn't have been able to produce the videos that I've put up on my YouTube channel. And there is so much more that I really want to do. And without the support of you guys who are patrons, generously supporting this channel, I've been able to get myself a camera, which as you guys can see, the quality of this camera, a mic system, software. I've been able to hire an editor. So what do I want to do? I want to make lots and lots and lots of more videos for beginners, for intermediate, advanced in the subjects like Arabic and fiqh and hadith and tafsir and aqidah and all those other things as well. And for this to happen, again, this channel needs support. So if you guys want to become patrons and support this channel, then check out the link below. Also, if you do become patrons, you'll have access to videos that I don't put up on my normal YouTube channel. So check that out, inshallah. And there's most other perks as well that you guys can benefit from. And if you want to access this channel through social media, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, Facebook page, and other things as well that you can visit. So Jazakumullah khair again, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.